Oh, I think this might end up being, yeah. Boop. Argue that their tactics were suppressed by the disfavored's rigid sense of ethics, which didn't apply to their side of the military campaign. You listened to these complaints with interest, wondering if they suggested some greater flaw in the conquest, but stood by your decision. The disfavored took the more orderly approach. Cyrus's peace meant nothing without order. The Edict of Storms, the disfavored, carved a slow, steady path into the heart of the stalwart and surrounded the enemy's massive fortress. With the main bulk of their forces defeated, the enemy leadership retreated to their mighty fortress, content to wait out the war. The Overlord answered this impudence with an Edict of Storms on the peninsula, a devastating spell that would endure for as long as the cowardly hearts of stalwart leaders persisted in beating. Pleased by your efforts, Tunin deemed you the proper representative to deliver Kyrus's edict. Aside from being given a 3-day window to read the edict, you received no other instructions. Huh. Agreeing with which to the disfavored, you proclaimed the edict at once, leaving the enemy no time to react. Stalwart had ample opportunity to surrender for several years. Time for mercy was long gone. In an attempt to ingratiate themselves with the people of Stalwart, the Scarlet Chorus insisted that warning be sent to the towns and villages so that the people may prepare for the horror about to descend on them. Almost kind of liking the Scarlet Chorus more than the more than the disfavored. That rarely lasts. Oh no. All right, well, we're going with the disfavored. Boom. You agreed with the disfavored rational. Leaders of Stalwart had refused honorable battle, and too many disfavored lives were lost in the campaign. Since the last regent refused to leave the keep, you had let him watch as his people suffered. Without hesitation or regret, you broke the seal of Kyrus's Edict of Storms and read the Overlord's incantation. The clear skies darkened as you read the final words of the edict. A flurry of wind and rain whipped through the rolling plains and craggy canyons, turning rocks, uprooted trees, and hapless soldiers into hazardous shrapnel. Armed with the measures of foresight, you were able to remove yourself from the area before the storms grew more violent. Over time, nearby communities told of cyclones consisting of thousands of soldiers worth of limbs, spears, armor, and skulls. What's more, the weather showed no sign of dissipating. Several units of disfavored who fought the enemy in spite of the advancing storm were caught up in the Overlord's magic. The few survivors regrouped and nursed their wounds. Their failure to topple the Stalwart Legion shamed them into believing the dead more fortunate. I do that too soon. Anyways, the name Stalwart fell from use. People took to calling it the Blade Grave. For the remade landscape festooned with the iron and bronze armaments of two once great legions. As Kyrus's forces departed, you spared a glance back at the ruins of Stalwart, marveling at your work. You didn't have long to rest before Tunin called you into service once again. You have reached the end of Kyrus's conquest. Do you want to continue or erase your progress and start over? Oh god. What do you think, chat? We'll be able to go through it quickly this time, but I don't know. Yeah. Let's go. I already made my choices. How am I enjoying this so far? Well, I haven't really gotten to the gameplay yet, Nick. I've heard good things,
The year is
so have I.
431, and Kairos' invasion has shattered all major opposition in the tiers. The Younger Realms, the Bastard Tier, the Free Cities. All who defied Kairos lay broken by battle, or bowed in surrender.
We're continuing.
The two armies of the Overlord, the Disfavored and the Scarlet Chorus, now control our lands. But our will is not yet extinguished. Not entirely. In the Valley of Vendrian's Well, those of us unwilling to bow to Kairos have banded together in defiance. Violating an oath of surrender from 2 years prior, we have staged a bloody uprising, murdering the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus garrison in a midnight assault.
Huh.
With their main forces spread across the tiers, the Disfavored and Scarlet Chorus redeploy to Vendrian's Well to crush the resistance. But months pass with no definitive battle. As disagreement and discord paralyze the Archons, we bide our time and wait for our message of insurrection to spread across the tiers. The Overlord is not amused, and Kairos has one message for the Archons: crush the Oathbreakers or die. Kairos backs this threat with an edict, a magical commandment that can slay all in the valley should the order be ignored. The honor of proclaiming this edict fell to you. Sent across the mountains to Vendrian's Well, you carry the Overlord's edict to read before the Archons. As you finally make your way through the winding mountain passes into the valley, the ground trembles, and Kairos' magic seals the way behind you. You are trapped in Vendrian's Well, with Kairos' armies and the Oathbreakers. The only way to survive is to fulfill the terms of the Overlord's edict, in any way that you can.
Well, that was rude. Fate Finder Zercon, I presume. We've been expecting you. If this is your first visit to the world of Tyranny, watch for these windows to help you become familiar with the game. You can disable... Oh, no, we're not disabling that. Anyways. Aurora. Kairos the Overlord be praised. When I heard the avalanche, I feared the valley was sealed with you on the other side. The Disfavored warrior claps her gauntlet to her breastplate, the traditional salute of her legion. Conversations involve you, another character, and sometimes additional parties like bystanders. Choices you make change how the story develops and will build a reputation for your character over time. Anyways, okay. I bid you a welcome return to Vendra's Well. The altitude is still dizzying, the locals still revolting, doubly so. Okay. Your character's actually skill sets. Okay. Oh boy. All right. I bid you welcome. Doubly so this time around, as they pissed on that peace accord you offered them. Entering past is still as you remember it. I was hoping to have the warriors celebrate your return with a proper feast, but I am told you have places to be. Can you hear that hum in the air? The glow around these rocks, the avalanche is Kairos' magic. The Elvord has sealed the valley. Your senses see more than mine, good Fatewinder. I did not pretend to know much about it. Let's play banner, their portrait, these banners. Okay. Banners indicate the faction the character is allied with. It's a little tip on these banners will provide details about how the faction feels about you. Oh. Well, often. Really? Oh. The tool tips on these glossary entries provide you with important information about the world. Gotcha. Anyways, alright. I do not pretend to know much about such things, but if that was Kairos' magic and you're here on important business, well, you don't happen to be the Archon of secrets to guess that you're here to proclaim an edict. What does Kairos have in store for the enemy? 10 years of festering plague? An edict of twisted bones? Huh. Glares silently. A nervous smile creeps over her as she waits for a response that doesn't arrive. I'm asking questions beyond my station. She dips low, trembling as she bows. Forgiveness, please. Well, you've traveled a long way. I won't keep you further. I'm sure the Archons will want to hear from you at... Her voice falls silent, her attention stabbing eastward with alarm. Did you hear that? More runners, third time this week. The Oathbreakers keep trying to send messengers through the mountains to gather help from outside the valley. She points over the collapsed party on a path which you arrived, but they're a bit too late for that now. Come, let's show these Oathbreakers a good fight. All right, time for combat. Tyranny uses possible real-time combat system, okay? Because you can often manage more than one character at a time. It's a good idea to pause the game, issue orders. Okay, we already got that. Press spacebar. Already figured that one out. Your character can always perform basic attacks using their equipped weapon or their fist if fighting unarmed. The characters also have special abilities and spells they can use in combat. When a character is selected, the ability bar displays their hotkey abilities. As new abilities and spells are gained, they are automatically added to the ability bar. Okay. Thrust. Thrust, hobble. Oh, I thought it took the lead. Bleeding. Oh well. Frozen grasp. Steering palm. All of your characters' abilities and spells can be accused by selecting the category. Okay. Icon at the bottom of the selected frame. Abilities are grouped in talents, spells, combo abilities, artifact abilities, reputation abilities, and stances. Category icons for weapon sets and quick items follow. Okay, use an ability, left click. Alright, we already got all of that. All characters in the game, friend and foe, have 5 primary defenses against attacks, parry, dodge, endurance, will, and magic. On the character's attributes. Character's accuracy is based on the skill with the type of weapon. Okay. For possible results from attack, hit, critical hit, graze, and miss. Okay, so just like PoE. Can I speed this up? Talent points. Okay, there are 6 categories of talents available to your character: leadership, defense, power, agility, ranged, and magic. With each level, you gain 1 point to purchase a talent. Oh, okay. Sadly, no. Oh, no speed up. Oh well. Well, combat should essentially get more sporadic as it goes on, so this speed might actually be perfect. Be fine. With the talent tree, each tier of talents unlocks based on how many talent points have been spent within that tree. To learn a talent, select its icon and then the save button to confirm your choice. Gotcha. Each companion has their own talent trees with unique abilities. Okay, these abilities unlock in the same manner as your character's talents. As you spend points within a companion talent tree, further tiers of talents become available. Oh god. Oh god. Hold on. Ah, that's much better. Is there a quick save? There's no quick save. Oh, well, okay. Squeeze. Wedge yourself between the rocks and squeeze through as quickly as possible.
Will do.
That did the trick.
Heads up, we have company. Can't do that.
Do. I got you, buddy. Oh, I can. Ooh, neat. Okay. Character recovery. All characters, friend and foe, must recover after every action they take in combat. This recovery time is displayed above each character in combat. Okay, so that's what that is. Just like in PoE and Pathfinder. The length of recovery time varies based on the characters, the weapon they are wielding, and the armor they have equipped, and the attack ability or spell they use. If you issue an action to character and want to cancel it, you can press X with that character selected. Okay. And then we have knocked out. When a party member is reduced to 0 health, they are knocked out. This means they are out of the fight, but as long as your side is victorious, they will regenerate their health. When combat ends, being knocked out applies a wound to that character, reducing their maximum health for future combats until they rest or level up. Hold down the tab key to highlight. Oh, I think I'm gonna need to change that. I'm changing that right now. I'm changing that right now. Which one? There we go. Much better. Also got movement controls. Character sheet. Press escape at any time to save the game, load a save game, or exit Tyranny. You can also use F6 to create a quick save. F6, not F5. Oh, I'm cheating. Okay, now I just gotta find where F6 is. Oh, there it is. Hold on, did it say something else? Oh, yeah. Doot. Select. Wait, what was select all? Oh. Oh, it's right there. Haha. Okay, we're good now. Boop.
Will do.
Yeah, that seems a little loud. Oh, it's loud. There we go. Don't bother me. Go down to the pass, Dastris. The soldier clutches his gut and winces. You can see a hint of entrails between his fingers. You're wounded, and it's not trivial. He laughs through clenched teeth. This but a scratch. This but a scratch. What? This is a flesh wound. Oh God, I've seen twice as worse 10 times over. Well, keep hold of your guts then. Farewell. He releases his wounds to flash you a pain salute. Hail Kairos. Oh God. Loot! I'm leaving the loot! Oh, okay. That works.
Try and catch me, worm.
Versailles, young Scarlet Fury weaves around the Vendrian Guard attackers, avoiding the weapons with fluid the grace. She nods to acknowledge you. A breathless enemy soldier passes a glance to her countrymen. Ooh, this one's crazy. Too much lead in her water. We should cut our losses and turn back.
Fate finder, you're here at last. Here to join me in putting these cowards out of their misery.
Save something for me. For the realm of Apex, charge!
To battle!
Oh! Oh, we got a companion. Okay, well, anyways, blood-soaked stone. Cooldown 1 per encounter. Avert or athletics. Zercon to... Oh, boom.
We can do this!
Take that!
Let's see what falls out. Phew. I can tell you didn't spend the conquest in a diplomat's tent.
Yeah!
Though you did a fair amount of feasting in the second year of the conquest, as I recall. A few of my mates and I caroused with this Apex scum thanks to your good faith gesture. A pity this lot won't be around to remember the good old days. I'm Verse, by the way. But there are more important things to take care of than introductions. Those Vendrian guard we killed didn't come alone.
I'm ready if you are.
Eager. I like that. Before we go, you might search among the remains of our fallen comrades. Wherever they're bound, I doubt they'll miss their boots, much less any rings or any useful iron they might be clutching.
I see your point. Nice and
No
practical.
reason to pity the fallen. Before long, we might wish we'd
I've
joined
gained
them here.
loyalty.
But at least we'll enjoy heavy pockets and warm toes. For the voices of Narat!
For the voice? Yeah.
Right.
Oh god. Hi! Okay, I'm actually kind of liking this. Ooh, eyes forward, no looking back. The Vengeance Guard warrior roars with his falx held high. Oh, it's a serum. Okay, his words lightly lost over the din of combat. You! I have gained favor with the Vengeance Guard. Wow. As his attention lands on you, a double take of recognition comes over the man's face. The peacebinder from the war. If you've come to once again talk peace, it seems you're too late. Now, drop your weapons. Perhaps we can settle this without bloodshed. We knew that violating the surrender meant an end to what little mercy and goodwill Kairos forces have or ever will show us. Now there's no turning back. I know you tried to do right by us in the past, but now you're between us and the way out. Nothing personal. Fadebinder, did I hear that correctly? Maybe you misunderstood why we are here? Mocking blaze. Run down the Oathbreakers. Let none escape. Hold position, all of you. You there. Keep the path. Okay, keep to the path. No, don't engage them. We need to run. The companion verse has joined your party. Verse is capable warrior skilled in both melee and ranged combat. As you acquire companions, you will need to balance their strengths against the strengths of your character to be successful in combat. While it is possible to adventure alone, you will find the game more rewarding with a well-balanced party. There are now 2 characters in your party, and both are selected. Any commands you issue now will affect both party members. Okay, we already know that. Control your new companion directly, or you can enable their AI. Nope. We will control them essentially semi-directly. Okay. You right click on the AI button. On the AI button? Oh, this one? Guess we'll have you skewer. You go ahead and hobble him.
On it.
Okay, Verse has several stance abilities that provide her with different benefits in combat. Stances are model abilities, meaning they can be toggled on and off. Only one stance can be active at a time. When a stance is deactivated, all stance abilities enter cooldown for a short duration. Good God.
Not happening.
Oh, right.
You're not going anywhere.